fact that it's easy and simple, we love it. The fact that, you know what, you're getting the solar panel, right? The solar panel right here at 160 watts, which Helen, you were just talking about, the more solar you have, the faster you can recharge your power station. So think about that. This is the only way to refuel this generator. When I run out of this and there's no more fuel around, I can't run this. The sun comes out the next day. I get to be able to recharge this, and oh, by the way, for free.
For free.
And you were talking about it too. We waited in a 3-hour line at a gas station.
This is a true story.
You know what happens? Everybody is in a panic. Same thing when it comes to the grocery stores.
Right. This is during Milton, Hurricane Milton.
The police were not there yet, so there was no controlling of traffic. So you had people all coming in coming in opposite directions. Well, you know what happens when everybody's coming in opposite directions at a gas station? You can't move.
Yeah, right.
So everybody then there's a lot of not so happy people. These are situations, we talk about things that we've experienced. I'm born and raised in South Florida. I went through Hurricane Andrew in Miami. I know what it's like to be out of power for not just a few hours, for days and for weeks. And this is something you say, well, that was years ago. We were literally just out of power for weeks, a few months ago.
And I want to say something else. You may say, oh, you know what? If power's out for a couple days, I'm going to go to a hotel.
Yeah.
Guess who else didn't have power? The hotel. Right. We actually, when we were in town, we're like, well, maybe we'll just go to a restaurant and grab food because we don't have any food in our house, so the power went out. Guess what the restaurants don't have also? Food, because they don't have power. So all the restaurants lost thousands of dollars in their refrigerated food. So it's a way for you to control being safe, yes, but it's also something that you can use. I really encourage you to have fun with this and use it for lots of fun reasons. I know football season just ended, but a lot of people tailgate. You can, your margarita maker, your frozen tropical drink maker, your portable grill that you plug into it and make your burgers and your sliders and you'll be the most popular of all your friends at your alumni event when you're tailgating with your EcoFlow. Which will pop into the back of your truck.
You just show up at the alumni event with your EcoFlow and your margarita maker.
Maybe I'm just talking about what life is like here, Justin. I don't know if all of America lives like that.
All you need is two things.
Right.
The margarita maker and the EcoFlow.
Right.
But it is an emphasis and it is a major point because when you look at this, you can get this, and this doesn't look and say, that would be fun, right? How could I go ahead after I bought the generator? Right. How can I have fun with that?
You can't plug a margarita maker in a mix into or can you into a generator? Maybe you can.
Well, you can, but between the generator running and the margarita maker running, it's going to be very loud.
Well, it's got to be outside.
It has to be outside.
And there's a lot of safety things, and there's always it's so sad that there's a tragedy almost every time that there's when there's a horrible weather event.
Yep.
So please, if you do have a gas generator, follow the manufacturer's instructions so your family is safe.
Well, and then think about this. Okay, so you're outside, you're running the generator, you're making these beautiful, delicious drinks, and now you're saying, wow, this tastes good, but all I smell is fumes and gasoline.
And all I hear is that loud, and we should even play like a recording of what a generator sounds like. I'm requesting that for the next presentation.
That's a fantastic idea.
Thank you. I'm full of them. But it honestly is so stressful. Try sleeping with that giant generator sound.
Yeah.
Right. And by the way, if you live in a townhome, if you live in a condo, you cannot have a generator because you can't have it inside. It has to be outdoors or it's dangerous.
Yeah. Well, and then, the other thing is, and because we live close to downtown, all of these different people, and I was, one of them, you think, well, I'm going to live in this beautiful high rise. I'll be protected. Well, but then the power goes out and you think, well, they'll have a generator, and that generator's only for the elevators and the hallway lights. It's not for your apartments.
I was about to say, I've been in a town, we used to live by the beach and we had an elevator, and during Milton, the elevators didn't work. They got flooded.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if your EcoFlow is going to help you with that,
well,
but you can't get out. You've got to have power in your little space, in your safe space. And we talk about the washing machine. Let me just say, my husband teases me, says it's my hobby, is doing laundry. If in 2 weeks, let's say you don't have power for 2 weeks, if you cannot do laundry and it's hot or it's freezing and you can't, having the ability to wash your own clothes, maybe you have little ones, little kids running around, and they do, I did buckets and buckets of tiny laundry when my daughter was little. Having the ability with this one to plug in your washing machine, Justin, is a game changer.
Well, you know why he's not so impressed by that? Because we men probably look at that and think, I don't need to really
Oh no, I do
have
need that.
clean clothes.
Okay, maybe the washing machine's not for everybody, but it definitely was for me. My EcoFlow does not, you can't plug the washing machine into it.
Yeah.
This one you can.
Well, but you also just brought up another great point, which is, you know what about if you do have a newborn at home? And we've talked to a lot of people who say, well, that's how I heat up the formula. That's how I keep the formula cool. That's how I think about all of those different ways and how I keep that, keep the baby safe. And, we think about how we protect our home. And wherever you live in the country, we start to adapt to where we live. Here, we live in, and kind of hurricane alley, where you might live in tornado alley. Or maybe where there's blizzards, and you adapt to getting a heating blanket, a space heater, and wherever it's cold. But for this, again, where I stayed in front of this, because this isn't for everybody. And then, even if you can own one, it's the physical laboring part of it. And oh, by the way, this is a machine. And you know what happens with machines, and we see it happening with cars? There's a reason why there's a lot of car mechanics. It's because a lot of things happen to engines. There's a lot of things that we can't control when it comes to this. And not only do I need fuel, but I need to make sure that I maintain this. I need to make sure that the oil's already ready and prepared. I need to make sure that I don't leave the gas inside of the generator. This is a push-button one. So there's a lot of new generators out there, yes. But you know what? This sat and waited, and then I needed it, and it didn't work, because this battery died on me. So yeah, could I do the push button? I could have, but the battery died. You know what ended up happening to this? I thought, well, I don't need the push button. The pull crank is jammed. So it's like one thing after another. I'm thinking, as the EcoFlow guy, I'm like, again, this is why I wanted EcoFlow. You know what ended up happening to this? We had 15 feet of water surge in front of the house. This was completely submerged underwater, whereas my EcoFlow and me, we were upstairs where it was safe and comfortable. And that brought me to another point that you made, which is, look, if you live in a sub-level home, we were watching a video clip. There was a poor young woman who she brought her generator inside because everything had flooded on her first floor. She was over by the beach side and was running the generator inside. You are absolutely not supposed to do that. It's extremely dangerous, and that's why we hear about all those different terrible stories and tragedies.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be 20 feet away from your home and not even near an open window, so now you need an extension cord. All these different things that we talk about and we directly compare to a generator is because we have eliminated all of the reasons why not and all the reasons why you should. And now, of course, then we think about the value. Now, yeah, could you spend $1,000 on a generator? You could spend $20,000, but that means it's going to stay at the house. This is going to be able to not only power your house, but then go with you wherever you decide to go.
Yeah, and we've got about 5 minutes left in this presentation. We spent the last hour talking about this product. I want to show you the value one last time because this is really extraordinary. If you've been thinking about getting an EcoFlow, honestly, I'm glad you waited because the EcoFlow itself is $1,899. So you're saving $900 from the EcoFlow, and we're throwing in the trolley, and we're also throwing in the solar panel. If purchased separately, $2,477. You can see the solar panel is $449 by itself, the $129 trolley by itself. And by the way, I know we're showing, Justin, wheeling it around, but this is the EcoFlow with the battery. It is easy for anyone to wheel around. That's why we got the trolley. This is a 10 years, you said, is the
10-year lifespan, yes. And
that's pretty amazing.
And beyond. That only means in 10 years, it only charge from 0 to 80%, whereas instead of 0 to 100%. So yes, this is going to last you a very long time.
I'm coming over to you.
Come on over.
Because I want everybody to see that with this trolley, even if you're not big, strong Justin, you're able to move it around.
I think that's what everybody thinks when they see me.
They do. Is that guy a power lifter?
Big,
I don't,
strong guy.
But that's not what anyone thinks when they look at me. So I just want you to say that that's why Justin fought for the trolley to be included, because this is with the extra battery here.
That's with the extra battery.
Right.
And so essentially we've got 100 pounds right there. You just wheeled 100 pounds like it was nothing.